Hello, Winfrey Church. I am in my car today, and I'm not driving this time, and I only have one earbud in, so I'm a little safer than I was the last time I did a video in my car. So here we go. I wanted to talk about, I'm actually going to steal this devotional from a pastor that I heard on a podcast a couple days ago, but it's entitled, Are You Satisfied with Jesus? Are you satisfied with Jesus? When I do the devotionals in the car, what I'm trying to illustrate is this idea that Jesus is with us everywhere that we go. And it's in the ups and the downs of life. It's in the highs and the lows and the coming and the going. It's in our work, in our family, in school, in every area of our life. There is no spiritual and then secular part of our life as Christians. Jesus is, and it's not just that Jesus is with us. We are in Jesus, and Jesus is in us. We have His Spirit inside of us. I know it's a hard concept sometimes to think about, like, what does that even mean? And you just kind of have to study the Bible and live this out to grow in understanding what it means to live in the Spirit. But it's this idea that Jesus is, it's not just that He's sitting next to me, it's that He is a part of me and I am a part of Him. Because when I accepted Christ, I put on Jesus. I am in Him. It's again, I'm trying to find words to describe it, but it's challenging because how does that work, right? But it just means that it's our identity. It's who we are. We are in Christ. And so when we go anywhere, when we do anything, we are living a life that Jesus is living also. So it's not that He comes and goes, and it's not that sometimes He's in us and sometimes He's not and with us. It's that we are growing in our understanding that Jesus is a part of us and we are a part of Him. And as we grow in that understanding, we start to live that out more and more and more and more. So when I heard this title, Are You Satisfied with Jesus? Man, it really encapsulates that idea of Jesus being in us and us being in Him. It asks the question, is that enough for you? Is the fact that we live in Jesus and He lives in us. The verses say, in Him we live and move and have our being. As He is, so are we in this world. 1 John chapter 4. And it's Romans 8, life in the Spirit. I mean, it's just all throughout the Bible. But it's something that we aren't always aware of because we're not always satisfied that that's enough. In John chapter 14, there's a great illustration of this. Jesus is getting ready to go to the cross, and He's got His disciples there. It's kind of His last discourse to them, and He's preparing them. He's talking about all kinds of things. He's talking about heaven. He's talking about the Father. He's talking about the Holy Spirit. He's talking about what's going to come, and just encouraging them and teaching them and preparing them for the future. And Jesus has been doing that, all throughout His life. He's been showing them different things. He's been doing different kinds of miracles. He's been teaching them different kinds of things in order to give them insight into who He is. And so He's talking, starts off in John chapter 14, Jesus talking about going, to prepare a place for them, and then He's going to come back. And Thomas asks this question, or Jesus says, I'm going to go prepare a place, and you know the way to where I'm going. And Thomas asks, we don't even know where you're going. How can we know the way? Like, we don't know what you're talking about. And usually they don't, right? They eat my flesh and drink my blood, things like that. And they're like, what are you talking about? So He says, we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? And Jesus looks at Thomas, and I think, the Bible doesn't always have tone that you can infer in the text. Sometimes it does, but this one really doesn't. But I think the tone would be Jesus looking at Thomas and saying, are you kidding me? You don't know where I'm going, and you don't know the way? I am the way, Thomas. I am the truth. I am the life. No one gets to the Father except through me. Thomas, why do you think I've been walking on water? Why do you think I've been, I was transfigured up on that mountain? Why do you think there's been doves coming down, and the Father speaking over me and saying that I'm His beloved Son? Why do you think all these miracles have been happening, Thomas? Why do you think I'm teaching all these people and there's thousands of people following me? It's because I am the way, Thomas. I'm the truth. I'm the life. It doesn't matter where I'm going in terms of a destination. It's not about being with Jesus. Jesus is saying, it's about me. and being in me and being a part of me. You guys right here, you're my disciples. You're a part of me. You're a part of this kingdom thing that we're doing. I am the way, Thomas. I am the truth. I am the life. So then Philip pipes up, and he says, because Jesus says, no one gets to the Father except through me. And Philip pipes up and he says, all right, okay, I think I got that. So show us the Father, and that'll be enough. Jesus, just, okay, got all that. Just show us the Father, and that'll be enough. Now, for us who are Gentile Christians, 2,000 years later, this is hard for us to fully appreciate. We know Jesus as the Son of God, okay? We read it in the Bible. We just understand it through our the history of the church growing in their understanding of Jesus as the Son of God. It's just something we take for granted, and we know it, okay? But for Jews, first century Jews, they don't know that Jesus is the Son of God yet. To them, Jesus is this rabbi that came on the scene, and yeah, he's doing miracles and all that, but it's the disciples are going through the process of discovering who Jesus really is. And we take that for granted. And especially for Jews, the reason it was so monumental that these people believed in Jesus and then the Jewish leaders didn't is because they believed him to be the Messiah, which meant that they believed he was the Son of God, right? And so when Philip is saying this, show us the Father, it's like he's now going back to being a typical Jew in that time. Show us God. That's what we're about. Show us God. I mean, their history, the temple, all the things that they've been through in the Old Testament, that was about God. It wasn't about Jesus. To them, Jesus, again, is this rabbi, and they're discovering he's the Son of God. But it was about God. So when Philip says, show us the Father, that for him, for a Jew, is the ultimate. I mean, that's like, show us God. Let us see God, this God that we've been talking about, this God of the law, this God of the prophets, this God of the temple. Show us the Father, and man, our whole life as a Jew will be completely complete. And Jesus says, same kind of thing, to Thomas, to Philip, he says, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. That's the point, Philip. The point is not to keep searching for God. The point, Philip, is that I am here. I am God. God is in me and I am in him. This is a package deal, Philip. You've seen the Father. That's what he's trying to help them understand. But Philip's question is an interesting one because it does get across this idea that we struggle with. Are you satisfied with Jesus? For Philip, he didn't know Jesus enough to know that he should have been satisfied with Jesus. So it's not really Philip's fault. But in that question, he's basically saying, I'm not satisfied with just you, Jesus. I'm not satisfied that you've walked on water. I'm not satisfied that you've raised the dead. I'm not satisfied that you've done all these things. I want to see God. And Jesus is saying, what do you think this is all about? I am the Father, and the Father is in me. And the same is true for us. There are things in our life that we would consider the ultimate. If you watch football, you talk to those guys, they literally give their life, their bodies, to win a Super Bowl. It's that important to them. For people on a battlefield, it's winning the battle. It's winning the war, that you'll give your life for it, for your country. There's things in our own lives, and they represent, this is the ultimate for me. The job, the family, the money, the dream, whatever it may be. And Jesus is saying, it's me. It's all about me. None of those things matter more than me. Philip's asking to see God himself. You think that'd be pretty important. That's the ultimate. It's not like he's asking for a Super Bowl. It's not like he's asking for a nice family or money. He's asking to see God. That's a pretty honorable request. But even that, Jesus says, no, that's not the goal. The goal is me, Jesus. Because through me, you get to have access to the Father. Through me, you live and you move and you have your being. Through me, you have your life. And so I want to encourage you, when you're driving around, at home, at work, in your coming and your going daily life, are you satisfied with Jesus? Because he really is the ultimate, and he really is enough, and everything goes back to him. And it's him that we get our life through, because we are in him and he is a part of us.